Hi, I'm David.
Hello, I'm Marlis.
We're the Funks from McKinney, Texas.
Well, I'm an old farm boy from Iowa. And I never really wanted to farm, so I left when I was 17 years old, went to the service. Joined the Air Force and started traveling around the world and that, so. But came out of that and I went to college. And I got 2 business degrees in that. And then one day in 1992, I went to work one morning in that, and the owners of the company says, you did a fantastic job, Dave, building the sales force and all the other stuff that you had to do, but we don't need you anymore. I swore that day I'd never let another person say that to me ever again in my life. And I didn't. And I've never worked for a job ever since then.
My first career was dancing. I became a professional dancer at the age of 15. I did ballet for about 8 years and then decided that is a starving devotion. So I decided to join the production dancing, the Moulin Rouge in Paris. That's what I joined. And then there was an audition to go to Las Vegas. So I passed that, came to Las Vegas. Stayed in that business for 25 years, total, ballet and production dancing. And then decided, you know what, I'm gonna get back into travel again. I love travel. So, but in 1998, I decided, you know, the internet, can't fight that. That's impossible. So I got out of that industry. And shortly after that, I met David. And David introduced me to the world of network marketing.
The first year was real bad, but Lloyd did what he was supposed to do. He put the money into it to buy the best systems out there and start building over again, that kind of stuff. 2003, we could start seeing it, and we went to work.
I had a hard time in the beginning. There were many times I told David, you gotta go find a job. I used to tell him he was living in Cloud 9, and I changed my whole thinking, you know, and sometimes I guess you need that time. But once we started working together, it started clicking, didn't it?
It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Because we're not living people's dreams. You know, people say, well, you know, you guys are living in a dream. Yeah, we are. You know, we're living in a dream of YTB. This house is unreal. The house has a name, and it's so striking when we first saw it, El Palazzo Toscano.
Yeah.
Tuscany Palace.
I love this house because it's so open. And I love the combination of the kitchen area and the dining room, the informal dining room, with the living area. You know, this is just beautiful. I love our guest suite upstairs. It's away from everything. The people have privacy up there, you know. They don't hear anything. They're just by themselves up there.
And everything in this house is done first class. My front door weighs 786 pounds, just the door. I go outside to my swimming pool, and it's a saltwater pool with waterfalls. You know, and the colors in this thing and the woodwork and that, I mean, it's just outrageous.
I'm coming home to a resort, he says every day. I'm coming home. Yeah, I want to leave. He tries to do most of his business right here. I think that's one of the reasons why we have the business presentations here, because he doesn't want to leave.
One of my favorite rooms, of course, is the media room. Well, I call it a media room, but it's really a home theater. I get a kick out. Some people say, well, I got a 60-inch plasma. Great. I got a 7 by 10 foot screen. So it's a real theater, okay.
What I enjoy more than anything is when I do go shopping to the various interior stores, I don't look for price. I just tell David, we gotta have this. This is cool. We got to have this. Did you look how much it is? I said, no. So when I bought the bedroom set, he said, you gotta be kidding. This is too expensive. I said, no, we gotta have this. This is perfect. Like when I bought this hand-carved table, he said, are you kidding me? You know, and I said, no, this is gonna look great. So it's been incredible. And of course, it's all because of YTB.
At this critical point in our career with YTB, you know, we'll be 5 years, August the 18th, okay? My life changed dramatically on December the 14th. And I want you to imagine if this would happen to you, okay? If you had an auto accident and you were literally laid up for 90 days, couldn't work, couldn't even walk hardly, okay? Crutches and that. And your pay doubled in that time period, you think it's a pretty good deal, wouldn't you? Well, that's what happened. And see, and that's where we're at our point in our career now with YTB. I mean, Do we still love working it? Yeah. I mean, I'm getting back into it now, working it. We're having fun again working it because, in fact, we got through that period of life. We really didn't have a lot of fun as for when that accident happened. But this is about having fun and helping other people. And this business allows us to live like you want to live. You drive the cars you want to drive. Maybe you don't like Mercedes. I mean, that's okay. When I had my accident, I was driving a 12-month, or actually 14-month-old Mercedes ML 500. It's the SUV, the bigger one. And thank God I was, because that's what saved my life. I mean, it totaled that car in an instant, okay? The inside of the cab was still intact, so I was safe, except for my leg, which I had on the brake, and I smashed into that guy. It came right up my leg, and it shattered my leg, okay? 3 weeks after the accident, there was a new Mercedes GL 450 sitting in the garage.
You know, once in a while, that old feeling comes back. Is the credit card going to go through? Because, you know, the first 2 years, it robbed Peter to give to Paul, robbed Paul back to give it to Peter. I mean, it was... But it's funny, you know, because those moments you don't forget. You know, and we're so grateful now for everything that has come our way. It's just unbelievable.
You have to understand, network marketing, it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about your team. And Lloyd's, you know, the coach right up front told us, go find 7 to 10 key people that you can mold into a leader. And that's what we did. We just taught them how to do the business. And once they learn how to do the business, we let them just go do it. We just step back, okay? And it is fun to see these people now. I mean, they're making money, they're change their lifestyle, their kids are in private schools if they want them, they don't have to go to work if they don't want to, they go on vacations all the time. And you know what, we're in the travel business.
I think the more money we make, our purpose is higher now. It's just, we want to do other things with our money than just buy materialistic stuff, you know, so. This house is great, but we're also using it for YTV. We're showing people that come here. We do business presentations every Tuesday, and we're just telling people, look, if you work the business, you can have this. So the opportunity is there for everybody.
Life is good, and it's going to get better and better every day.
Yeah.